Hey everybody, welcome to another Arkham Horror the Card Game Investigator Guide video brought to you by your 3 favorite people at playing board games. Today we're going to be talking about Akachi, and if this is your first time watching one of these Investigator Guide videos, this is for new players to Arkham Horror the Card Game with the hopes of having them win more or lose less, whichever ends up happening. These lists are made with 2 core sets and the cycle in which they came from in mind. So this is going to be only cards from the Path Carcosa and the core set of Arkham Horror the Card Game. If you do not have 2 core sets, we recommend picking up a second one or proxying the cards you don't need. I promise you, you will win more if you do that. I can say that firsthand because when I first bought this game, I had 1 core set and I would play with people and we lose a lot. I bought a second core set and immediately things just got better. Like, that's not even a joke. Trust me. Just trust me. Anyway, Travis, you made this deck, so let's talk about Akachi. Let's start with first her. What she does and why she's going to be good at what we're about to talk about.
Yeah, the biggest thing that she's got going for her, she's got 5 brains. Her book is abysmal. And then her punch and her foot are both, like, fine. But the big thing, as Purple Investigator, having 5 brains, really, really good. Looking at her health, she's got 6 hearts and 8 brains, pretty solid balanced stats. And then her ability is what really defines her, is that assets you control that have charges come play with 1 extra charge on them, which is very, very nice. And a lot of the things we're going to be looking at are going to be trying to take advantage of that.
So first things, these are all some of the cards in the deck list from the core set. Shriveling's just a very strong spell. Holy Rosary gives you more brain, which helps all the spells you're going to be casting with her. In addition, it gives you 2 more brain power, which can be relevant. The Arcane Initiate, she gets you spells, which is always a good thing.
Okay, so like the big thing about Akachi is you don't have access to a solid way to get clues as Purple Investigator from this cycle until I think there's like a Ray of Seeking layer. But Shriveling, your deck's all about the Shriveling. Mm-hmm. Like, not only do you need to fight monsters good, but also you get more out of it, which is huge, actually, just even that 1 extra use. So Arcane Initiate is very important in the deck to actually find that Shriveling for you. You need to look for it very aggressively because you don't have that many other ways to do things or contribute to the game without it.
Yeah, and the Doom on it is scary when you're just starting out, but you can actually time it to, if you don't have her in your opening hand and you draw her later, you can time it when Doom would shift, or if she's in play and she needs to die, I'm sorry, Arcane Initiate, you need to die, right? Like,
yeah, like it just happens.
Yeah.
Or you just like have her usurped by a better way to produce Doom and David.
Yes, we're going to be talking about very soon. Drawn to the Flame is just a very good purple card. It gives you 2 clues.
That is one of your few ways to get clues.
Yeah.
Is through events. It's not a consistent way, but like it lets you help. It is something to help out the team when you can't find your Shriveling.
And most of the treachery cards won't bother you with Akachi because they usually do brain or foot, and her brain, as Travis said, is good, and her foot is fine, and you can probably get out of it okay.
Well, her brain is great, thank you.
Yeah. Here's some more of the core cards. Emergency Cache. You have a bunch of expensive cards, and this helps you pay for them. Not much more to say about that.
These cards are just good.
Yep.
Ward of Protection.
Chef's Kiss.
Yeah, like you gotta have a really good reason for not playing 2 Ward of Protections in your purple deck.
And yeah, Ward of Protection is so good that right now it's in the Don't Touch Your Face and I did a Chef Kiss. So that's how good it is. You can just know that.
Have you even left your house in the past 2 weeks, Justin?
No, I think I haven't. It's been nice.
I don't think they're too concerned about you touching your face then.
Yeah, but Julie, she has to go to school. She does cartwheels all the time, you know?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fearless and Guts are just there to make your brain score even better, help really capitalize on those Shriveling charges, making sure that they do what they need to. Fearless is like, it's not a super great card, especially the level 0 version, but it's like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It could be one that if you're looking to replace the cards when we get to the upgrades, Fearless is a fine one to get rid of.
Yeah, like if you don't have the Shrill in this deck, you kind of slip back into a more supporty role. Mm-hmm. Um, and Fearless helps keep your blue character sane or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Guts was on the last page, but Manual Dexterity is very similar. They just increase your stats. Manual Dexterity is good for Akachi because it helps her fine feat turn into something that actually can, more than likely succeed the test that the Treachery deck throws at you. So that's nice.
Yeah, if you watch the last video we put out, or like rolling first one that we recorded, that he only played one at Manual Dexterity in spite of his 2 feet, or because he had 2 feet. Where like it's pretty rare that you're actually going to be able to pass. Like that difference between a 2-4 isn't huge in a lot of cases, whereas the difference between 3 and 5 goes from being like even to like probably going to pass.
Yeah, definitely. And then Unexpected Courage is it's a good card.
Yeah.
All right, now we're going to get to the yellow cards. Sorry, not the yellow cards, the yellow background brainwashed me. The Path to Carcosa cards, starting with David Renfield. I love David.
Bernie, you want to talk about David?
You can make him spin, and then your team can lose. But seriously, he makes like a lot of money really quick. And +1 brain. That's the only thing you want if you're playing purple characters.
Yeah, he's also really easy to
sanity.
kill. Yeah.
He's so easy to kill. You're like, you draw something, and it's maybe it's not so bad, but you cancel it anyway, so that you can take 1 horror, and David can die before the game checks.
Yeah.
Yes, very handy.
He just makes a lot of resources.
Is also a very strong card that actually I haven't played with. Bryn, you just played with that one. Do you want to talk about it again?
So Astral Travel also does it does a lot of things. It's like massive action compression, where maybe you need to get from one side of the world to the other side of the world. If you've got 3 money, no problem. You might get hurt a little bit or dump one of your allies, but you're playing purple, so some of your allies might need to get dumped at some point anyway.
Hint, hint, David.
Yeah, or even Arcane Initiate with Doom on it to buy an extra turn, or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's a very solid action compression card. Quantum Flux is here as one of. Initially, when I saw this card, I thought it was garbage, and then I made Justin play with it one time, and it was pretty solid. This card lets you put your good cards back into your deck.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And that's pretty strong, especially when you haven't seen your weakness and you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this game. Probably see my weakness, so let's play this. Like in addition to getting your cards back, it's just like a reset. Just
like from one point of view, it does nothing, and that's bad. But at the same time, like if you had an early game where maybe you've drawn both protections, you use one shriveling, and you had to discard your other shriveling, you're like, wow, I really wish I wasn't useless for the rest of the game. This gives you a chance to not be. Right? So.
Yeah, no, exactly. Sorry. One thing I also want to say that does make Quantum Flux at least a little bit, like, it does replace itself too, while also doing this. That is very relevant to it as well. That is nice.
It draws a card, which is really big,
yeah,
actually.
Storm of Spirits, go to you, Travis.
Storm of Spirits is an alternative to shriveling when you have a bunch of garbage enemies hanging out, and you don't want to spend 3 shriveling charges killing 3 Swarm of Rats. Storm of Spirits them all away. It's just another way to do damage, and that's what you need to do, so that's good.
Yeah.
It's like purple dynamite.
It is.
It is like purple dynamite.
All right, here are a few more level 0s. Uncage the Soul and Torn of Power.
Uncaged Soul, your stuff costs a lot of money. This makes it cost less money. It's good.
Yep.
Also doubles his guts.
Yes. In the case that you don't need lots of money. This card is actually very good. Then we have Torrent Power, which is not super, super strong in this particular Akachi build. It's the only thing you have charges on shriveling. And you usually want to be spending them on your Torrent of Power. But as you get more upgrades and you have a more flexible ways to get charges or to reuse them, this card can get you a lot of symbols.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of symbols.
Yeah, and also Torrent of Power is just even that much better with Akachi because she just comes with an extra charge on everything. So the free charge, even just for an extra 3 brain, if you need it for something, is pretty good.
Yep.
And
you have a... Oh, you do, perfect.
Yes, so yeah, let's talk about these. These are her personal card and personal weakness.
Spirit Speaker is
Sorry,
like...
you mean Spurt Speaker?
Yeah, Spirit Speaker. I thought you told us not to bring...
Yeah, I said not you, but I could. All right, keep going, sorry.
This card actually makes this deck kind of work. Because you can reuse your shrivelings, which is huge. Once you have a shriveling and this, you just pick up your shriveling and you can just play it again. You always have a shriveling. It's great. You can also throw away your shriveling for resources, I guess, but like, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's probably not a good idea. Probably not, no.
One thing I think is a shame about this one is that ritual and not a spell, so you
can't find it with your
pretty tough, but then we got Angered Spirits.
They're pissed.
I'm not sure I've ever actually read this card before. I'm charging the asset.
Yeah, because you wouldn't draw it.
This is just like cover up, but physical. Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you got 6 heart to begin with, and David Renfield takes 2.
Yeah, it actually is kind of crazy, just the difference between 5 and 6 to make Angered Spirits just that much less scary than cover up.
Yeah, like, even if unless you're drawing this every game or every scenario, like, I wouldn't worry about it.
Yeah, and it also actually is pretty easy. Like, you'll get a lot of spells, especially in the upgrades, which we're about to get to.
Yeah, like, this deck is, like, a little bit shaky at level 0, and you need a fair bit of... Because your options for, like, level 0 spells that do things, especially with charges, are pretty limited.
Yeah.
For just the Corset and Carcosa.
All right, but let's get to some of these upgrades, starting with the stuff in Carcosa.
No, this is Corset. Nice try, though.
Is it?
No,
it's Carcosa. It's Carcosa.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
definitely no, these cards are all just also in the core set. They're just different.
Yes, it's true. Yes, yeah.
This Arcane Initiate finds spells, like, differently.
Yes.
So it doesn't find the spells differently, but, like, its drawback is different. You can just put damage on instead of Doom.
And then that comes to the point where you can, if you play it immediately, you can just put the 2 horror on and be like, okay, it's a 1 horror eventually, but in the meantime, it's going to get me spells. Or if you can time it right, when a Doom threshold would be hit next turn, then she comes in with 3 horror and the Doom's going to go away, and then you're like... And it also costs 0. Like, that's a thing too, yeah.
No, it's good.
Zero cost just kill David Renfield is like a pretty okay card.
Yeah, like I've been playing Moonlight Ritual in my deck, so...
We love David Renfield, but we also love killing David Renfield.
This Ward of Protection is, if you're playing multiplayer, which all these guys are slanted toward, because I think that is the most fun way to play the game. This is like a 10 out of 10 upgrade. Yeah. It's Ward of Protection, but also for your allies. Like, it's good.
Yeah. It stops the game from playing.
Yeah. Like, any location, man. Book of Shadows. This is like... Normally it's like a slow and kind of dirtly card. This is just like a fine throw-in to, again, help maximize your shriveling. It just puts more charges on it, and that's good.
And the reason why this was first is because in Travis's guide, he says potentially Book of Shadows could then also upgrade into the core set version Book of Shadows.
Yeah, this one's more useful as you get... This is like really late game upgrades once you've got other spells that are going to be competing for your arcane slots. Otherwise, it's probably just not worth it. But... And then the other one here is Grotesque Statue, which you will see recommended in every single purple guide. Because this card came out in the core set. It's still one of the best upgrades in the game, one of the best experienced cards in the game. Like, and it uses charges.
So Akachi just gets them. She does. She's like, here, I have an extra one.
You can just pick it up with your Spirit Speaker, and then you're just like, yeah, check it out. I'll just cheat forever.
Yeah. Eat it, game.
so
It
good.
feels powerful. I've done it. It feels great.
Yeah, like Grotesque Statue is very, very good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, then here's some other stuff from the Path to Carcosa. Fill out a few more.
Yeah, Akachi, you'll notice that all the cards before this are like Mystic cards, but Akachi actually gets to use cards level 0 to 5 that use charges, I think.
Yeah,
And
I'm pretty
these,
sure that's how it's spelled out.
Yeah, something like that. And these yellow and green cards do that. These are like your other charge uses cards. Arcane Insight, not so much for you, but it's like a very strong support card. And also it just like gives you
Excuse me.
more charges as for like Torrent of Power and for getting rid of your angered spirits.
Yep.
And it's a really solid card. And then we got Suggestion, which is probably like a little, I think it's like it's the better card in a vacuum of the two, but I think it's like a little bit worse in Akachi, because most of the time you want to be fighting killing the enemies anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like in Akachi, it's basically 3 for what, like 4 dodges?
Yeah. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, that's good. I just think that like the 4 flashlights is a little bit stronger for her, or for your teammates.
Yeah, I would say so as well. I don't think Suggestion's bad, but I think once again, it depends on what you're going to be doing with Akachi, right? Like comes down to
like both Arcane Insight and Suggestion actually are both kind of like more there to be assets with charges than to actually do their thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Almost. Like both their effects are a little bit niche.
And especially because this also comes in with only one cycle of cards. There's much better spells in other cycles that fit great in Akachi, but that's not what this guide is. This guide is only for her and her cycle. So that's
you bought just the Path of Carcosa and you got your core sets and you're like, man, I'm really struggling with the Path of Carcosa. This will help you figure out or give you a head start on how to play.
And then there's Seal of the Elder Sign, which just lets you win.
This is one of my favorite cards in the game. 5 experiences a lot, but you just do the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're trying to do, you're like, got your Elder Sign. Screw you, game.
And then it also adds a charge to your Shriveling. Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Akachi. That's our little guide to her. She's very fun to play, and I think you can feel very powerful and very useful with her. So that was kind of the reasons why I made her one of our earlier videos to record.
Yeah, I think that she's a very fun investigator to play. She has I think she's one of the sort of softer investigators with just access to her cycle, but don't let that turn you away from playing her. She's still very fun to play. She can still be very strong. You just need strong teammates to carry you through the first scenario or two till you can get the experience to get those cards that really make your deck work.
Yeah, and you also, you probably are buying, more than likely you're buying stuff in order, so you already have Dunwich Legacy as well, and I believe that's where Rite of Seeking is, which also helps her get clues a lot more efficiently as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks for watching, everybody. If you have any comments or suggestions for people who might be watching this for the first time, let them know in the comments below. In the meantime, have a good one. We'll see you guys soon for some more Arkham content. Have a good one. And as always, GG's. I said have a good one twice, didn't I? I did. Good.
Yeah.
Good.